So let's talk about what happened today. Of course, Coinbase also recently announced Base, which is their L2 project, right? So their testnet actually went live today. So dApp makers that want to take advantage of Base can do so. But honestly, Base is just like a forked version of Optimism. It's using the same source code. So how is it different from Optimism right now? I don't actually know. I think it's basically the same chain. So it's really a win for Optimism. Less so on Coinbase part. Coinbase just wanted to be a fiat on-ramp system for Optimism and for Solana and for Ethereum, right? So I think that's the real reason why they want to do this, but it has helped Optimism quite a lot, including all the Optimism dApps, including their DEX. I just mentioned about DEXs. The biggest DEX within Optimism, Velodrome, sees record fees because there's just record volume. It's exploding right now, right? So that's good. That's good. So if you don't like Coinbase, you think this chain is going to fail, the one good thing that comes out of it is it brings more attention to a layer 2 like Optimism. So there is that. But in terms of the top L2s with the most accounts created, Optimism is right up there at number 2, just under Arbitrum. Arbitrum is also absolutely huge. Arbitrum is the biggest L2 right now, and Optimism is number 2. But there's no token yet for Arbitrum, so just keep that in mind. But you have others like Immutable X is at number 3. Immutable X is also, I think, doing pretty well today. They are their own L2, but they're focused on Web 3.0 games in general, right? And there's many others out there. So looking pretty good. And last thing about Optimism I found out is they are upgrading. There is a Bedrock upgrade that's coming that will give faster deposit transactions, bring lower gas fees, more predictable block production in Ethereum equivalents, meaning that more code from Ethereum is going to be compatible with Optimism. So this is also coming, which could be really, really good for Optimism itself. A big push now, a big push into metaverses. Just recently I covered this. Sandbox, one of the biggest metaverses out there, they partnered with Saudi Arabia it's just a general partnership for some general future metaverse plans, right? And, they're not the only ones. Now we're hearing about like large Japanese firms planning to develop a Japan metaverse economic zone. Same thing. It's like you're talking about like whole countries, whole cities that's planning for the metaverse, right? It'll be interesting how the future will be for metaverses. Right now, we know has been a gigantic failure for Meta, and some of the other firms that got in kind of got out, like Microsoft kind of got out, and all these others got out. But who knows? Maybe there'll be huge virtual cities to visit in the future. But these guys are trying to prepare for it. Another company that's going to be in the metaverse, Ygua Labs, who's behind like all the big name NFTs now, like CryptoPunk and Bored Ape and Mutant Ape and the Other Side, right? I'm still waiting for Other Side to come out. But they're also jumping into this craze, this NFT craze for Bitcoin. So they have just announced they will be coming out with something called 12-fold, a limited edition collection of 300 pieces inscribed on Satoshis on the Bitcoin blockchain. I think this is brilliant on their part. It's going to be auctioned off soon, but each one will probably be like worth $1 gazillion because there will only be 300. And this will be on a blockchain, right? What's interesting about this is, and people haven't thought about it, is you have to provide it with an empty wallet, empty Bitcoin wallet. Everything will be bidded with Bitcoin. And the reason why for this is because once you get the NFTs and subscribed on a Bitcoin or whatever SAT, and you got to make sure you don't use that, because if you do, let's say you end up using that SAT for like, I don't know, for for network fees or something like that, you accidentally send it away, then you're sending away your NFT. So basically, you got to be very careful if you get a Bitcoin-based NFT that you don't actually send it away. Kind of interesting to think about. This video is sponsored by RX. One of the game-changing trends that has been developing over the past few years is the emergence of DeFi. Despite gaining popularity only a few years ago, the DeFi industry is currently valued at over $10 billion. However, a recent study conducted by Grandview Research expects the decentralized finance market to grow even more to an astounding $231 billion by 2030, expanding at a rate of 40% over the next 8 years. Although decentralized finance is growing rapidly, today's user experience is cumbersome and a nightmare to learn for some people. This is where RX comes in. RX is a software development company that specializes in simple, innovative, and secure DeFi solutions. RX began development in 2017 before officially launching to the public in 2020. One of the most attractive features RX offers is its trading terminal, which is integrated with over 50 exchanges and over 100,000 trading pairs, providing plenty of optionality for any kind of crypto trader. It also includes access to order book data, premium trading cards, and API trading, all completely free. RX also offers a sleek and secure wallet. The RX wallet is a top-of-the-line solution for managing your digital assets that offer transaction simulation, gasless swaps, and advanced securities, all within an extremely friendly interface, with the mobile version scheduled to be released in Q1 of 2023. RX mission is simple: to bring DeFi to the masses by simplifying the user experience. With over 70,000 users on their platform and 20,000 users on their wallet, it's clear RX is succeeding in their goal. As RX enters its growth stage, the company is now focusing on marketing and taking steps towards going public, which is an ambitious goal for any crypto project. Just last year, RX raised $5 million, and they are now offering a regulated crowdfunding investment round. This CF round is filed with the SEC and allows US citizens to participate and invest, whether they're accredited or not. RX is on a mission to bring DeFi to the masses. If you want to join RX, and you want to learn more about the CF round, make sure you click on the URL in the description of this video. A lot of game makers jump into this space because they see the potential of Web 3.0, and they see the potential of tokens, wallets, NFTs, in-game items being converted to assets that actually can be held, traded, and actually are worth something. Okay, rather than in-game items that are not worth anything, that really no one gives any care for, now you can reward people with real assets that could be scarce, valuable, could be traded, could be held, right? And more importantly, has value. So you have a gaming giant, a gaming engine giant that specializes in 3D and VR, Unity. They have come out with this huge thing where they have partnered up with like 13 different projects, including MetaMask, and they want to come out with a huge Web 3.0 store, right? And basically, it's meant to spur innovation. Get all these dApp makers to come on board, utilize these SDKs from different chains, right? And get innovation started. It's absolutely huge. You know, I didn't know how big Unity was, so I looked them up. Their market cap is over $11 billion. So this is not a small company. They are absolutely huge, right? And basically, if you go through, some of the biggest games out there are made with Unity. In fact, they say, I'm guessing this is true, 50% of games are made with Unity. That's how big they are, right? And they are jumping in. They're partnering up with so many: Sandbox, Decentraland, Dogme, but besides that, many others, right, including MetaMask, Aptos, Algorand, Flow. I mean, you have a ton that are all part of this new storefront that is meant to spur innovation. So that's absolutely fantastic. And another project that is part of this is Immutable X. Immutable X, that's why they're doing good today. I believe it's because of this. Immutable X is a layer 2. A lot of talk about layer 2, but they're layer 2 focused on gaming and NFTs. Okay? Really, really into Web 3.0. They have 150 developers right now building, and they have some of the top games like Gods Unchained, Guild of Guardians. So I've talked about Immutable X before. They're also using ZK rollups, which means they are basically feeless. You could create NFTs on Immutable X, basically feeless, and they have potential. They have potential. And speaking of games, Immutable X have also partnered up with Illuvium, which is another game that is very hyped up. Illuvium, they still have not come out their main game yet, but Illuvium is coming out with other side games and more NFTs. So they are launching this new NFT adventure game on top of Immutable X, right? But besides that, Illuvium also have their own decks, and there's many other things. Their avatars, they call it Illuviatars, and all these other things, right? That are all based on Immutable X. So it's a good partnership, and it just shows that Immutable X is definitely a big platform. And also, take a look. Ex-Goldman Sachs analyst released a kill-to-earn zombie game also on Immutable X. Immutable X is definitely, I wouldn't say leading, but they're definitely up there. I would say definitely up there in terms of a layer 2 that is really focused on gaming, and in terms of the gaming and development that's happening right now, there's a lot of it. So good for Immutable X, and good overall that Unity is in the space, driving innovation, driving game makers in, combined with everything else I said. The future looks very, very bright.